The Queensland Digital Ready program is funded by the Queensland Government's Department of Innovation and Tourism Industry Development and developed in consultation with the Queensland Tourism Industry Council, Tourism and Events Queensland and the regional tourism organisations. Welcome to this Maximising Facebook online workshop. My name is Liz Ward from Tourism Tribe and I'm your presenter of this workshop. We're going to be covering quite a full agenda, quite a comprehensive range of topics in this workshop, and it's going to take close to an hour and a half to get through all of these topics and to allow you time to pause and be able to conduct the exercises that are included. So we're going to be covering why Facebook is important for your business and also the benefits of social media and the functions and features that you can optimize for your business. We'll also look in section 2 at Facebook growth strategies, how to create quality content, and how the Best of Queensland Experiences program relates to Facebook for your business. In section 3, we'll look at monitoring and optimizing engagement through your Facebook insights, interactions, and the Facebook Messenger platform. And lastly, we'll do an introduction to paid promotion on Facebook. After completing this workshop, you should have a full understanding of the range of features and functions that you can access for your page. Also, you'll have a good understanding of how to create engaging content for your business and understand how Facebook Insights helps you to improve your page. You'll also take away some understanding of the next steps on how to use Messenger for your business, and you'll have an understanding of the concepts about how Facebook online advertising works and when you should use it for your business. The content in this presentation is aimed at a beginner to intermediate level, so we hope that no matter where you are on your journey of adopting Facebook for your business, that you'll take some ideas and tips away and find them useful and be able to apply them immediately into your marketing. This presentation is accompanied by a workbook in Word format, and if you haven't already done so, if you would pause the video now and go to this link, bit.ly/DR video workbooks, and you will find this Maximising Facebook Word document there, along with some others, as there have been some other workshops recorded as well. So pause the video and pop over there and download your workbook, because you'll be using that to take notes and also some exercises throughout this presentation. Now, something that we all have to be reminded of, and it's not hard because it's happening all the time to us, that is that digital and social media platforms are continually changing. The change is constant. Therefore, it is really important that you consider how current this content is. It was recorded at the end of May 2019, and very quickly things will change on the platform. So we can't guarantee or warrant that this content is completely accurate or current. You need to check for currency and stay up to date and do your own research and seek professional and peer advice in the industry to ensure that you've got great sources of information, and most of all, get in there and experiment on Facebook to learn the new features and functionality and stay up to date. Now, those of you who registered for the Queensland Digital Ready program would have received your digital engagement assessment, which was one of the components that Tourism Tribe was involved in delivering. We did well over 600 assessments for this program, and it was fantastic to be able to help tourism operators out in that way, providing them with an initial assessment and then a couple months later a second assessment so that they could see how they improved. Now, your digital health check, it included looking at Facebook, and you would have received a score on that. So you might like to just pause the video again and go and have a look to see what your score was on Facebook and what were you advised on in terms of some tips to improve your Facebook performance. I'm sure we'll be addressing in much more detail those ideas in this presentation. So let's start with section 1, why Facebook. Facebook is the largest social media platform and has enormous penetration in terms of its users across all age groups. There are over 2.3 billion monthly active Facebook users today, and you can see these other statistics here about the daily active users, how many people, 1.47 billion people on average log into Facebook every day. Photo uploads total 300 million per day, and some other statistics there for you. So we know this is a massive platform, and it is the social media platform of choice for the older generation as well. And most of us in the tourism industry are marketing to a couple of segments, and it's not unusual for seniors in the older generation, so 55 and above, to be one of your target markets. So it's likely that one person in a couple of seniors will be active on social media. The other thing to think about here is that in Australia there are 15 million monthly active Facebook users. Now that number hasn't grown much at all in the last 2 years. But we are seeing in other countries, and particularly development countries, great growth in Facebook. The other thing to consider is that the younger generation is changing their usage of Facebook. They are still using it for business information and to message businesses and for events and Facebook Messenger between their friends and family. But they aren't using it so much as they were for social interaction. It's becoming an older demographic, and the younger demographic, say under 30-year-olds, their platform of choice, the number one platform of choice, is Instagram. Doesn't mean you shouldn't still be providing content for a younger audience, because it's not a completely black and white environment in terms of the usage, but they are trends for you to be aware of. So the benefits of social media. I think it runs in this order. One of the main things now is listening on social media, and two-way communication so that you can build higher loyalty and more interaction with your customers. And this is, if we think about those first 3 points on this slide here, what I'm trying to communicate here is that we used to think about Facebook as an incredible marketing opportunity. We could do all of this organic, free activity on Facebook, and we could reach this large audience, massive audience, and we could get them to like our business and react to our business and interact with our business. And I think with all of the changes that have occurred in the Facebook algorithm over the last couple of years, we've had to shift our mindset. I think there's been a real settling that organic work that you do on Facebook, and you must have great organic work as well as paid promotion that we'll talk about later. But the organic work, it's really the key thing is about communication as opposed to marketing, and recognizing these people who have been good enough to like and follow your page as being an audience as opposed to a customer, target customer. They're an audience. Now, they may well buy from you, maybe past customers, but you've got to treat them like an audience, which means that you are going to provide to them content that is really entertaining and valuable to them. And you're going to listen to their feedback, and you're going to have two-way communication with them, just one-on-one sometimes. And that will build loyalty and more interaction because it builds trust. It's going to inform you. It's going to help you get to know your customers better so that you can optimize your product and enhance the experiences that you're providing to your customers. It's a fantastic platform for explaining and educating about your product and your destination. And of course, it's also, given the size of its audience and the customization that can be done in targeting audiences, it's wonderful for promotion. And also you can occasionally get that tremendous viral effect. You post that amazing post, that incredible piece of video, and it gets shared, people comment on it, and it outperforms your other posts. So you're seeing that viral effect. So functions and features of Facebook. What I'd like to do here is go to a live Facebook page and show you some of these features and functions here with the intent that you're looking at this and going, could I tweak that up a bit? Is that something that I've got in place? How can I improve that? And this is a journey. None of us have got everything in place right now and optimizing every aspect of our pages and the way we post. It's a journey of experimentation and learning, and we can all learn together and share our ideas. So I'm just going to hop out now and have a look at a particular page. So I'm looking here at 1770 Lark Tours on the coast in the Southern Great Barrier Reef in Queensland. And this business scored 100% in the Digital Ready program for Facebook, and that's why I'm showing it. So they're doing a lot right. So what I'd like to go through here is the setup initially and using the real estate at an optimum level. First thing I'll comment on here is you can see that they have their Facebook Messenger popping up so that it's there to encourage a conversation and encourage engagement. Now, by default now that happens, but I will talk about Messenger a little bit later, but yes, certainly have that turned on to encourage engagement with people who are wanting to know more, who are more at that buying and consideration stage. So let's have a look here. First thing that strikes me is their use of this real estate here, which is your cover image, and the fact that they've put a video in here. And it's a really engaging video, you can see, and it really tells a story. Video certainly tells a story. Now, you may have a fantastic image up there, and if you do, that's great, but make sure when you do use an image up there that as an admin, you can click on that and you can add a description to it. So I'll just pop onto the Tourism Tribe page here, so our page, just to show you that. So in here, make sure that you add the description. Use the real estate and add a link to your website as well. And see if you've got relevant products set up in the shop and certain photos, you can tag them here as well. So once again, considering that people are at different stages of the purchase cycle when they're on your Facebook page, they might just be getting to know you a little bit about your business, or they might want to engage with you through Messenger to get some more information, or in fact, they might be ready to buy. So you've got to have content available for those 3 different stages of the purchase cycle ready to go for them. I'll just come back out of there, pop back onto the Larks page. And the other thing to consider here is your profile image. Oh, sorry, I'll just come back to the cover image. You don't have to keep that the same. We see so many of these that have been the same since, 2017. Change it up. Change it up with the seasons. You might be running a particular campaign. Get some great images in there for that, and you may decide to do a slide image or just one cracker of an image or a video. Over to the profile image. So this is where I would expect that you would have your logo. Your logo is a really important part of your brand imagery, and you want consistency. So you're going to have your logo on here as they would find on your website, your Instagram profile, on your business card. Once again, it's building recognition, building trust, and make sure that it's nicely fits into the circle and you're not losing bits of it. So size it down properly and make sure it's nice and crisp. Now, the other thing is a lot of people haven't gone and updated their story. So if we come back to the about information, so we're going to find business information here. So update all of the aspects of your business information. Use the about information, and then most of you for your business pages are going to have the option for a story. So once again, if I come back to the Facebook page, You can see this, our story here. And what I want you to do is for your story, that you're an admin on your page so that you can do all these updates, is to go and create a nice lengthy story. Give us the behind the scenes of your business. Tell us the passion. Why did you start the business? Who works in the business? What your specialization is? What's your niche? Talk a bit about the area. Tell us a good story. Tell us your unique thing. What's your unique selling proposition? Why should we come to you and spend part of our holiday with you? Get that through and have a fantastic image there as well. Photos. Your opportunity here, most people have got albums because Facebook by default creates them for you as you're adding them. What I love to see here as a user when I visit pages is you telling me a story through the albums. So have an album that is albums that are specific to the main content themes in your business, or the main service elements of your business, the main experience themes of your business. Put them into buckets. So as you're loading an image, send it to, as you're creating a post, send the image to that specific album, or you can just get on there and just upload those, or essentially move them across from everything that's been loaded. So make sure you do that. Make sure that you've got your reviews tab turned on. Very few businesses can justify why they wouldn't do that. Very rare occasions. Now, these used to be reviews where people could give you a star rating out of 5. Now they can just recommend you yes or no, but they can still add a comment. And so we're seeing this trailing effect here of the star rating still coming through. And I don't know when they'll turn that off. But what you'll get now is the recommendations and the comments and the images. So make sure that you're always responding to these and thanking people for sharing their images, and specifically addressing in your response their comments, their specific things that they've raised with you. Because that helps to tell your story again. When people hop onto your Facebook page and go, oh, what are other people saying about it? It's your opportunity to talk about some other aspects of your business. Events. Most businesses have the opportunity to load events, and events are a very popular tool on Facebook by users. And you know, they're also used within the Facebook local app. Whilst that doesn't have an enormous user base, it's good to know it's there. You should download the Facebook local app and see how people can find events locally to them. So if you have any events running in your business, make sure that you have them on your page. And you might be helping to promote an event. So whoever is the main host of that event can make you a co-host, and then that event can be on your page of the week. I love what they do here with Fan of the Week. So they run a little competition, and they are able to select their Fan of the Week. So that is a great little technique. And when we talk more about posting later, then, you know, featuring your guests and their guest content is a great thing to do. The other thing that is worth looking at is to set up for the people who are ready to convert with you. So we'll come back over here to the tourism tribe page, is to set up your shop. Now I'm in here as an admin, so you're seeing it as an admin here, but under your settings is where you can do that. And I'll just go into settings to demonstrate that. So you can see the main menu across the top here for being able to adjust your page. So I'll go settings. And where you would set up your shop is under templates and tabs. And if your shop or services you might prefer to set up is not set up, you do it in here. And this is where you get given a URL for that, and then you are able to go in there and set that up. So that is a good thing to have a look at so that you can then tag images with those products in the shop. Just click on that. So you can see what we've got set up here with a couple of Tourism Tribe program options there. So it's a good thing to experiment, and you're just ready to buy then. Of course, the other thing that you're going to do is make sure that you have a good call to action on the front of your Facebook page under the cover image. So we see the lark here with book now. If you're a restaurant, you will have maybe call now or message, or hopefully you've got an online booking system that you can link them to. So that takes us through to the homepage of 1770. So that's the decision that they've made there. Some businesses like to drop right through to a services page. So I think they're the main things I wanted to cover off there. Now we'll come back. We will be looking at our page again to use as a demonstration, but hopefully there are a few things there for you that you go, yeah, I could optimize my page, and you've made note of those. Now, some of you who are listening in might be volunteers who market events, or working for an event company. So the other thing to be aware of is, events are such a popular tool and content on Facebook, and you can have either a Facebook page for your event or put an event on a Facebook page. So just be aware of that and make best use of that as well. So if you're a significant event, you would want to have a dedicated page for that event. And then you might have some co-hosts as well that you can share that with. Let's move on to section 2, Facebook strategy. So you've got your page set up well. Now, how are you going to make sure that this is worthwhile for your business or your event? Because you can spend a lot of time on social media and Facebook, can't you? Without a strategy, it's fair to say that you'll probably stay in an experimentation mode. So you do need to think about strategic elements of working on Facebook to be able to make a difference. And so what we're going to look at is what are growth factors. We'll have a look at the Best of Queensland Experiences program, and also about quality content. So we all want growth, don't we, as a measure of our success on Facebook. I think that's fair to say. So we want to see more followers. We want to see steady growth in that from 1 month to the next and 1 year to the next. And we also want to see that people are engaging with our posts. It's no good if it's just your mum and your sister liking your posts. You need engagement. Otherwise, it really is a waste of your time. Now, the reason engagement is so important is it plays an important factor in the Facebook newsfeed algorithm. When posts have good engagement when they first get posted, the algorithm goes, wow, people are liking this. Look at all the comments that are being made here. And it's being shared and there's lots of likes. And the algorithm will push it into more of your followers' news feeds. So it is critically important for your reach and for your visibility of your content. So how do you get that kind of engagement? There's 2 main things that you need to do. One is to have really relevant, great content that your audience likes and enjoys. And the other thing is to be really consistent. And when we say consistent, we mean that you're going to post a consistent number of times a week, and you're going to have consistent themes in what you post. So you know your business, you know your unique selling proposition and the main themes of experiences and stories in your business. And you work with a handful of those themes and you're consistent. This educates your audience so they know what to expect from you. You're not all over the shop, it's consistent. This is what you're about. It reinforces your credibility, it builds trust, and it reinforces your authority in the niche that you're in and your destination. So it's important to be consistent.
We've put together a little exercise for you here where we want you to just take stock about the role of Facebook in your business now. So, what kind of role is it playing now in your marketing? When you think about developing a strategy, you think about where you are now, where you want to get to, and the strategy and the plan is how you're going to get there. So, this exercise is about evaluating where you are, and it will also, I expect, trigger off some opportunities for you. Um, Along with the other things that have been presented so far. So, when we put this together, we've said, well, we think there are three modes in which business are using, ways in which they're using Facebook. They're in three different modes. One is passive, so they're fairly inactive on Facebook, and they're not posting regularly. And they're not getting a huge amount of engagement. So they're just really in the early stages. And they might have been there for a while. That's okay. Remember, this is a journey. The next mode is engaging. So they're using organic content mostly rather than paid advertising. And they are getting reasonable engagement, they're being reasonably consistent, and they're using it for customer servicing. So responding to comments, responding to reviews, responding to messages. And the third and highest level is converting. So in really getting good engagement, and they're sales focused. So they're running ad campaigns. And they normally are then able to also tick all of the other boxes, which are in the exercise that I'm going to ask you to do in a sec. So the exercise is exercise 1, the role of Facebook in your business, and it's on page 3 of your workbook. So I'll just pop out to the workbook. So that's here. And what you can do is pause the video and just go through and have a look at these. Which of these can you tick? And if you are converting, you probably have already been doing all of these other things as well, or a good deal of them. Now, this isn't fully comprehensive. Such a huge platform, Facebook. There's so much more you can do, but these are indicators. So have a look at that, pause the video, and then come back to me. I'll be here waiting for you to get on with the presentation. So how did you go with that exercise 1? Did it make you think about where you are now and how you'd like to use Facebook in your business, and maybe some opportunities that you could prioritise in your plan for the work that you're going to do on Facebook? Now, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the Best of Queensland Experiences program, which is a benchmarking program that Tourism Events Queensland, your state tourism organisation, has developed so that it can objectively identify the best of our business in Queensland, the best businesses in Queensland, the best of our industry out of accommodation, tours, activities, attractions, and restaurants and cafes, so that when they are marketing destinations and marketing experiences, that they know that these are the businesses that really have great quality touch points with their customers. And how do they know that? Because the customers are telling them that. So they've taken a really objective view and developed an analysis framework to be able to do that. Now, some of you who are listening to this are probably already assessed as being part of the Best of Queensland Experiences program, and some of you may not be. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how this benchmarking model works. So the reason that we're talking about it here is that it does include an element of active and social media presence. The main component, though, of being able to get a potential of a total of 100 points is consistent delivery of an exceptional experience. And this is measured by customer reviews via a platform called Review Pro that aggregates of reviews from over 170 different platforms globally. And so it looks at overall scores based on the Review Pro aggregation model. And you've got to have had at least 25 reviews in the last 12 months. And if you are over a certain benchmark, So if you're scoring pretty well in there pretty consistently, maybe over an average of 4 stars, but it's all in the algorithm to work it out, then you will get 60 points. And that you need that 60 points to qualify for this program, the Best of Queensland program, because it's so weighted to reviews. You also need to have a secure online booking system on your website. If you have, you get 15 points. Active and engaging social media presence, which means that you are posting consistently, on average 4 times per week, and you are getting a good level of engagement. And we'll have a look at your workbook in a moment that's got some more information about that. If you have a regional tourism organisation membership, then you get 5 points, and if you are accredited under a qualifying program, you get 5 points. If you've got all of those, you'd have a total of 100 points, but you don't need 100, you just need 80. So you can get 80 if you've got, say, this consistent delivery of exceptional service, active and engaging social media presence, and I should add that needs to be on either Instagram or Facebook, not both. And maybe you also have an RTO, Regional Tourism Organisation membership, and then you would have 80 points. If I just pop into the workbook for a moment, so there's some information here for you on page 5 that explains more about the Best of Queensland Experiences program. So we've got here how you are measured on having, for Instagram or Facebook, an active and engaging presence. So you can see here, posting at least 4 times per week, posting fairly consistently. So you're not posting 7 times one week, one the next. It's roughly 3, 4, 5 times a week. Maybe you're posting daily. That would be awesome. And you're getting a reasonable level of engagement. How's that measured? That is measured, and we know how this is measured because we actually Tourism Tribe assisted with the development of this part of the program. It's an average of 20 engagements per post is what's required, and it's calculated by a point system. So you get 1 for a like, 2 for a comment, 3 for a share. So if you are achieving, if you add those up, if you're achieving on average 20 engagements per post, then you'll be in there. Now, you've only got to have 2 out of 3 of these qualifying factors. So you're either posting 4 times, 2 out of these 3 things, posting 4 times per week, posting fairly consistently, and or getting this 20 points of engagement. So I hope that makes sense, and you've got some information here. For more information, over to the TEQ website to have a look at that. And very important piece is that you need to be listed in the Australian Tourism Data Warehouse to be assessed for the program. So if you contact your regional tourism organisation in your area, they can give you information about that, and you can also get information about that from Tourism and Events Queensland through this link here. Right, let's move back to the presentation. So what to post? There are 4 types of posts. There are text-only posts. Definitely don't recommend those because we've got to capture people's attention here and we want them to engage with it. So the image is really important. Great thing about Facebook is you can still include a link in the post. So you can put a hyperlink in there to a blog post that you've written or a specific page on a website. You can also share posts from others, can't you? So you might share somebody else's post. The most common type of posts are photo posts, and we want you to take great images to be able to capture people's attention. And then the algorithm still favours video posts. So you will see when you have a look at your insights that when you post a video, that it tends to do better. And that's because video is more engaging. Video tells a story much more easily. And so you definitely need to be including video in your marketing today, but also definitely on Facebook as well. So engaging with quality content, what does that mean? Consistency. Having a look at your insights, which we'll do soon to optimise your posts. Telling a story. So tourism and storytelling go together. There are so many stories around your business, in your destination, history, culture, characters, food. There's so many stories, animals. Post behind the scenes of your business. You can see examples here, Stratty Kingfisher Tours. So you can see the people shots here. And, you know, it's the people shots that work the best often with it's the reality of it. Real people, real images, but a good image and a real story in behind that tends to get the most engagement. You can ask questions of your audience and add a poll or a survey at an event, add a challenge. Ask people, do they know? What's their favourite recipe for blah? Can they run a competition to, you know, can they submit the very best photo of whatever? Put a challenge out there. Video content needs to be made for the channel. So square cut video is favoured in the algorithm. Well, it tends to get the best engagement. And of course, vertical now, because so many people are using Facebook on their phones. So we were always shooting Facebook video up until recently, landscape, but now we are shooting it vertical to accommodate people on their phones so that it sizes up better. And of course, consumer promotions, deals, competitions, new products, new experiences. So how do you create this story across your business? How do you actually get a bit of strategy into what you're going to post and have a framework that you can come back to? And this can then help with all of your marketing and your interactions with your customers. We put this little mind map together to help you, and also you'll see it in your workbook as well. To start with your unique selling proposition. If you don't have that nicely articulated into a sentence or two now, just what are the top 3 reasons? If I said to you, why should I come and experience your business, your tour, your attraction, your restaurant, your accommodation? What would be the top 3 reasons that you feel passionately and confidently about to express to me? These are the things that uniquely set you apart from your competitors. That's your USP. Get that down. Then get down theme 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have 5 or 6. What are the main themes in your business? Is it, you know, what's those key experiences? What's your main product type? Is it history that's a theme? Is it nature? Is it conservation? Is it organic food? What are the main themes in your business? And then what are the topics or stories, ideas that come off that? I've seen people map this out in a physical workshop in 5 minutes, but they'd never done it before, but they know it all. And now they've got a framework. They've got the startings of ideas for blog posts, social media posts, new content on their website that they hadn't thought to include there. Media releases, maybe ideas for new products, like it triggers off a whole lot of creative thinking. Love a good mind map, it'll do that. So second exercise for you is creating your story. So page 7 of your workbook, pop out to the workbook, just get that on screen for you. Creating your story. So here's your mind map. Or you might have a whiteboard handy and you can do it there, a big piece of butcher's paper. So spend some time doing that, even if you just start it off during this video and then come back to it later. So how did you go with your mind map? Have you now got a few key themes that you can imagine are those photo albums on Facebook are going to guide you in your planning of your social media posts to have a good balance of those themes. And those themes could be seasonal as well, so you'll draw on them at different times. Or if you're marketing an event, your themes in the 6 months leading up to the event will be different, I expect, to your themes during the event or immediately after the event. So they are temporal, they are seasonal as well. So you might have 2 or 3 of these mind maps associated with your business if it is seasonal. Or you can use the mind map to map those seasons out. Okay, let's move on. This is a diagram that we put together. It's another one of those helpful tools from Tourism Tribe that we've been able to incorporate into our contributions to the Queensland Digital Ready program. And when we're running workshops, people are often scratching their head going, I don't know what to post and I don't want to be boring and I'm running out of ideas on what to post. Well, one, they can go back to their framework, their story map, but this diagram here just gives you a whole lot of ideas around content themes and content types. Now, it's pretty generic, but I think if you have a look at it, it could stimulate some additional ideas for you. And please use it, print it out, have it up on the wall, and hopefully be inspired by it. And we have put that into your workbook as well, so that you have access to that, easy access to that when you need to reference it. So you'll just find that there on page 8. So enjoy that. So balance in your posts. It gets really boring if you just talk about your own business and you get bored with it. Like, you need to enjoy this. You need to enjoy what you're posting. If you don't enjoy it, that will come through. So your love has to be in it. Your passion has to be there, and it has to be real. But balance. How do you have a bit of a rule of thumb on balance? And we think this is quite good. So 30% about your business. What's going on in the business, behind the scenes, what's changed in the business, what's coming up. So keep people informed. This is your audience that's good enough to follow you. If you can tell it in an interesting way with a great image and keep it real, they'll like it. Educational. Facebook's a great platform for educating. You could be doing how-to videos. If you've got a tour business, imagine all the little educational pieces that you can share. Or education in your region. You're an accommodation provider, but you know so much about your destination. Educate people about that. Educate them about how to travel in their certain target market segments that you appeal to. So it might be traveling with young kids. You might be a motel that's got a great water slide and pool and great for kids and a great kids room. So that's one of your target markets. Educate them on how to make the most of that car trip or visiting your destination. If you're a restaurant, you can educate anyone in the food business, breweries. This is just endless ideas on education and doing how-to videos, time-lapse videos, blog posts, etc., and sharing them on Facebook. Be 30% just entertaining, just make people laugh, make them smile, give them a nice thought for the day. Because remember why people are on social media, mostly to be entertained. So keep that top of mind and make that part of what you do. You might develop a routine where you have certain days of the week is where you focus on these things, these different types of posts. It's a good way to get a bit organised and a bit of structure in your plan. And then only 10% promotion and sales. Because the last thing, if you surveyed your audience and said, why are you on Facebook? Pretty much guarantee the last box they would tick would be to be sold to. So they're there to be entertained and to stay in touch with family and friends and know about events and to be able to share news across family and friends. So entertain and engage with quality content. Be aligned with that social media mindset that I just spoke about. So you can do that using Facebook albums, videos, live video. And I won't play this for you because it will take up a fair bit of time, but I want you to write down Candace Payne. And then I want you to Google Candace Payne Star Wars or Chewbacca video, and you'll find this one. Now, this woman, she makes so many people laugh. When we screen captured this, she was at 174 million views of this because she's got an infectious laugh and she's just having fun. So it certainly proves the point that people want to be entertained on social media and they want to laugh. So what else can you post to make people smile? Here's another example of using humour. So you probably are aware of the HelloFresh brand, so delivering fresh foods with an easy recipe to do, sort of cook by numbers. They have adopted Celeste Barber, comedian and brand ambassador for them, and she is a crack up. She is funny. So have a look at how they use her. So it's a great example of a brand using humour and just being left to centre. Like, you wouldn't naturally think of fresh food as being something funny, but they've really made great use of Celeste. And I won't say any more about that. You can go and have a look at Celeste Barber or have a look at HelloFresh on Facebook. And then quality content in terms of video and live video. When you do a live video on Facebook, it then goes as a post on your page. And we're seeing more and more tourism operators who are having a go at this. And here's an example for you. You can go and have a look at Destination Gold Coast and the iFly indoor skydiving video. Now that's an amateur video. So it's amateur video, but it tells a story. And the more real your video, the better. It doesn't have to be super polished. If it is real, it is going to do better. So it got enormous interaction and comments. It was shot in portrait for mobile because they're targeting younger audience, and I'd say pretty much shoot in mobile, pretty much for mobile all the time at the moment. And they did an interview at the back half of it. The other ideas, and you don't even necessarily have to go live initially. There's time for live and there's time for recording it and posting it. And you can also schedule. Of course, you can schedule all of your posts. You can schedule a video post. You can premiere a video post so that you announce it that within a week that it's going to be going to be broadcast, and then you can sit there and interact with people, and you can include a poll in that. So as you're posting your video, look out for those options and get yourself skilled in video, get the basics of taking decent video on your phone, and if you enjoy it, keep doing it, and put it in that mix of things you're going to post. You're not only going to post video, but it might be in there once a week, which will really help with your engagement. Just like to mention copyright, because it's so important when we're thinking, oh, where are we going to get those images from? We want them to be really good. Can I use somebody else's image? So copyright applies, of course, online as well as offline. And if you don't own it, then you don't have permission to use it. You need to ask for permission. So if you ask for permission, you get it, that's great. So don't go and use Google for images, because there is, 99% of the time somebody owns that image, and you are not going to go and ask permission for it. It's hard to track them down. And ignorance is no defense. So there are stock images that you can use. I'm not a massive fan of stock images because with iStock, Shutterstock, etc., Getty Images, I mean, they have their place, but it's going to often be a real diversion from your brand. It's not going to look like everything else that you post. I mean, the very best thing you can do is your own original content, especially if it's good quality and it's authentic. So once again, just like with the video, you need to get pretty skilled, or hopefully somebody else in your team who loves taking photos, and encourage even if you're a small team, encourage the team to collect photos and share them. You might want to start a private Facebook group for your team to share those photos, and then you can take them from there. And of course, you've got regional tourism organisations and Tourism Events Queensland. QTIC has a great image library which you can access for destination images as well. But really make it that 80% of the content is yours, and maybe 20% you're getting images from elsewhere, and you're sharing other people's posts. And get creative. You know, have you got your Canva on? Do you know about Canva.com? Canva.com is an incredible tool where you can create posts, not necessarily that are reliant on, they're not just reliant on photos. Yes, they can be a mix of photos, but also you can create excellent graphic posts, and you could create a nice style for that that's quite consistent for you. I'm just going to hop out to Canva just to show you. So you can have a free Canva account and you can do so much with it. So if you wanted to, see, these are all of our designs that we've done here. So you can see the marvellous Hannah, who works in our team, is creating some really nice new images at the moment. And all of these are created in Canva. So it turns normal people into graphic designers. I'd never done any other graphic design, but I can work in Canva. It's really intuitive. And so if you wanted to create a design, I'm just going to click on there and you can see all of the different, it's already sized for you, the different social media options. So if you wanted to create a new Facebook cover, can I just say something about Facebook covers there? Because of the high use of Facebook on mobile, make sure that the central 2/3 of your cover image is the main part that you want people to see, and just other things on the outside, if they get cut off, it doesn't matter because they're not going to see that full cover image on mobile. But you can see all the options here. So say if you wanted to create a Facebook post, you can just start here. You've got all these other options as well. So if you wanted to create a postcard, for example, and get printed online or email it to your local printer, you could have a nice postcard in the room, or hand to people as they're leaving your tour. There you go, there's the option for that. So you can see there's tremendous options there. And create a design, very easy. You're just going to pop in there, select your Facebook post, so it's already sized for you. And then you have all of these options here. So grab that. And now you can just start changing things. So I won't do a full demo because it will take up a lot of time, but you can upload your own images here and replace that image. So if I go here to uploads, and so we want to get this one in here. Just drop that over there. And I could reorder that, send that to the back. So I won't go through the whole thing there, but you can see there that now I'm just tempted to do it. There we go. Push that to the back for you, so you can just see how easy that is to work. Might bring this up a little bit, and then I could start to play around with this text and change it. So for us, this might be new Facebook course. Catch up with the changes. Catch up with latest algorithm changes. Now, we've got our logo uploaded here, so we can add that as well. There we go, I can pull that across here. Downsize him. I can change colour schemes. It's all here for you. But I think I've shown you enough there just to get a bit of a feel for the capabilities of this and how you could create a nice little design, kind of themes for yourself, for your posts that might give you more variety. So you're not always just looking for pure images, you've got other things you can work with. So I hope you have fun with that with Canva. When we run workshops, showing the audience Canva, in fact, is one of the things that they love the most. They get the most value from, because it gives them so much more scope for content. Okay, let's move on to section 3, monitoring and optimizing engagement. So optimizing engagement can come down to time, can't it? When we have a look at insights, sometimes we see that similar posts but at different days and different times of day do better. So if one of your target markets is young mums who have kids at school, you'll often see that your best interaction is going to be before they pick the kids up from school. So around the middle of the day through to about 2:30 or so, you'll see that that tends to be their time. What we're looking at here is Facebook global engagement. So you can see those very dark blue sections in the middle. They're the hottest timeframes globally, is Wednesday, Thursday there in the middle of the day. Now these would reflect the audience, the global audience of Facebook. But what you've got to do is look at your own insights to see when you get the best engagement. So when you go to Insights, which was up at that menu, that when we'll go there in a second and show you that, you'll see these different terms here. So and this is reflected here in the menu down the side. So you get this general overview that shows you your page views. So this is how many people have looked at the page. You will see how many likes that you've had. So page likes, you'll see the reach. So the reach is just how many news feeds that your posts have appeared in. You'll be able to get to recommendations. You'll be able to see the engagements on posts, so how many engagements you had. You'll also be able to see video views and page followers. So there's some of the typical things you will see on the page, and we're going to go and have a look at this in just one sec, which is under posts. And under posts is where we spend a bit of time to get to know what's working. So I'm just going to pop out to our Facebook page. So because I'm an admin of the page, and can I just say something here? And if you're listening to this, you may well be an admin of your business page. It's a couple of things with this from a security angle. One is, don't ever be the only admin of your page. You want to have more than one admin of the page in case if your page gets shut down or hacked. So you need somebody else there. And then other people who are authorized to work on the page, you might just make them content editors, or you might be working with somebody, a web agency or an advertising agency who's doing advertising for you. So you could just make them an advertiser. And the other thing to be aware of is Facebook Business Manager. They're looking to roll that out and get more business pages to set that up. So when you see that, do that, because it gives you additional security around credit cards for advertising, and it gives you tighter control as the owner of that account in terms of the users on your page. So it is a good thing to do. All right, let's have a look now at Insights. So up here into this menu, so you can see the summary here, and we could change that to 28 days. But where I wanted to go to is to posts on the left here. And you can see here the time of day for different days. I actually think right now, as we're recording this on the 28th of May, that Facebook they've broken this in the last week, because it's got some really unrealistic times, I think, because I'm pretty sure that we haven't got too many people that are this active at 3 a.m. So just keep an eye on that when you look at yours, and hopefully in a week or so that will be back to looking right. But then you come down here to posts. So this is where I want you, as part of the exercise, to scan through to see which of your posts are really resonating with your audience. Now, a couple of things to note here is you can switch this off. If you are doing advertising, you can just change this with your reach just to fans or non-fans, so that you can see any new people who've looked at this. You'll be able to see, if you are doing advertising, there will be a difference. It will show you a difference between organic and paid. You can see there that we haven't done any paid advertising there. It's all organic. The other thing to note is over here, this little arrow on the top right here, reactions, comments and shares is what we're looking at here. But you can change that. So say I like to keep it on post clicks, which means they're clicking on the post to take an action, and comments and shares. But you can change that. You can change it to see the negative feedback. So this will show you how many people have hidden that post from their page. It might be annoying them. It might be something they're not interested in, and there's lots of people engaging on it. Quality problem. Or they might have unliked your page because they've just gone, it's not for me. So hopefully you haven't got too much negative feedback. The other setting here, which is quite useful, is to look at Facebook's engagement rate. So this is calculated, not sure how. It would be a much more complex formula than we have used in the Best of Queensland Experiences program. But it's good to have a look at that and see, okay, well, which ones have got the most engagement? So it would be a combination of reach and number of followers as well. But let's turn this back on here and we'll have a look at post clicks, reactions and shares. And you can see here that this one has gone off quite well. So this was a post that we did. So you just click on that and you go into the post, and then you can have a look and say, well, what response did it get? Well, it got into 386 of people's news feeds. It got 11, a total of 11 reactions, so 8 likes and 3 shares. And all of that was actually on the post, not on the shares. And it got 7 link clicks. So that's moving in, taking the action that was recommended, taking them to the website page. So that's performed pretty well. Now, I believe that has performed pretty well because there's a real need for it, because there's a lot of tourism operators out there with WordPress websites that are going, I just need somebody to show me more about how to manage my site and how to update it. What you will often see is that the ones that have done quite well will be video. So this has performed reasonably well, and it was just me holding the camera on myself, doing a video update on the Queensland Digital Ready program. And then you will also see where the post includes people. Look at this. That's done really well because it included 2 people, Jess from TripAdvisor, and then myself in Darwin at the Northern Territory Conference, and that did really well. And you will often see that real people do really well in your posts. So what I want you to do now is I want you to pause the video and I want you to go to exercise 3, monitoring engagement, on page 10 of your workbook. Here it is here. That's a screen grab of the Facebook app, not the Facebook Pages Manager app, but the normal, the blue icon, the native app on your phone. They've really improved that over the last month or 2. You can do so much more in there now with a business page. It's much easier to swap between. It all comes along on the top in little circles. You can move to your different business pages and you can get to insights as well. But what I want you to do is to go to your insights, and I want you to assess which ones had the most reach and engagements, and why do you think that was? And what ideas and thoughts does this stimulate about posting in the future? And come back and join me when you're ready. So how did you go with that exercise? Did you get some ideas about what's really working for you? And might you then decide to do some more of that in your mix of posting throughout each week or month? You might go, well, we've got to do that once a month, or we've got to do that once a week, because that really works. And is it doable for you? So responding, how do we optimize? If people go to the trouble of commenting, sending a message, a new like on your page, not from your audience, what can you do? You need to respond, you need to reply, and you need to do it as soon as possible. And be personal. It's a personal platform. Use their first name if possible, if you've got it. And if you do get any negative reviews or negative comments on Facebook, and it tends to be a pretty positive platform. It does happen, but it tends, in the main, it tends to be very positive. Then you need to apply that best practice in terms of online reputation management and not responding in anger. Take a deep breath, step away even for 24 hours, and come back. Be really objective and specifically address their feedback and thank them for their feedback and tell them how that's being rectified, or just objectively respond to it if you've investigated and it wasn't really a problem. Now, those notifications, they sneak in, don't they? Sometimes you see them on your phone and you're busy and you haven't got time to deal with them, but you get all sorts of things, don't you? You're getting likes on posts, you're getting comments, you're getting shares. So when you have just posted, be aware that you need to be around to, like those comments back and respond back. Sometimes it's a conversation to be had. Somebody comments and they actually need you to respond, and it's appropriate for you to respond. Reviews and recommendations, stay on top of those and respond. They might mention you. They might tag you in their post. Somebody might tag you in their post, which is a shout out. It's like, hey, we want you to know we've done this. So that's for you to thank them and comment back to them, or even share that post. And you might get check-ins as well. So you make sure you like them and invite those people to like your page if they're following you. Personally, you'll be able to do that, and that goes for page invitations as well. So when somebody has liked your post but they are not already following your page, you can invite them. Now, you're inviting them as yourself, as with the check-in. So they don't have to have liked. They don't have to be following you personally, but you are inviting them as you personally, which I'm sure you're proud to do because you're proud of your business page, but that's just how the platform works. So you go and look at who has liked the page. It'll be in your notifications, and then you will be able to deal with that. So if I just pop out there and go back to our Facebook page, see notifications up here in the menu, and then you can then see all of these. And if somebody has liked a particular post but they aren't following your page, you can click on their name and Facebook will prompt you to invite them. So that's a very good thing to stay on top of. But here we can see all of the notifications in the recent time. So if you can't stay on top of them on the fly, come in and check this on a daily basis so that you can deal with them. So Messenger, what about Messenger? So Messenger is growing. It's the most popular form of communication when interacting with brands, and consumers are sending around 1 billion messages to businesses every month. 53% of people say they are more likely to shop with a business they can contact via a chat app. And that's what Facebook Messenger is. It's a chat app that you can turn on in the Facebook page to allow people to interact with you on their terms. Or you can also put that chat app as a widget on your website. So we think that's a good idea. If you don't already have a dedicated website plugin for an online chat on your website, you can use your Facebook one. So Facebook Messenger, huge growing trend. I'm sure that you're noticing more messages coming via your Facebook page already. So, and you can use it in different ways. So yes, you can do sponsored ads through Messenger, and it is a whole ad placement place amongst the ad platform. But you can also just show customers you care and respond to them promptly, include content back to them that's going to be useful. And we think you should definitely be paying attention to this. You can see here the use of the widget has been put onto the front of Sunbird Gardens Cottage Accommodation Facebook page. And the user can minimize that so that it only looks like this little circle, but it's there like that when you first, in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as you scroll up through the page. So we put all the setup information for you into page 12 of your workbook. I think it's pretty well explained there for you, so I won't go through a demonstration of that, but you can see it here. So there's two areas in your settings, messaging and messenger platform, that you need to pay attention to. So hopefully you'll find that useful and you can get going with that. Now, one thing I would like to add here is about supporting each other, sharing love in your tourism community and your business community. So supporting each other. I want you to like each other's pages, so your industry colleagues, as yourself and as your page. Like, comment and share their posts to encourage reach and engagement. Learn from each other and monitor each other's success, because together you will build a much stronger region if you're all working on this together and supporting each other. And learning from each other as well. To be able to do some of these things, I'll just really quickly show you how to. Some people don't know how to like a page. So if I come on to the Lark and I want to like it as my page, and you can't do this on a phone app, you have to do it on a Facebook website on your computer, or I don't even know that you could do it in Safari on your phone. I haven't tried it. But you go to the three dots here, the ellipse under the cover image of the page, and you go like as your page. And this is where you can select a page that you are an admin for, and be able to like it as your page and then submit. Yep, so that's how you do that. The other thing I wanted to show you is back into Insights. I think this is really great, is that on the overview page, if you scroll down, you'll see pages to watch. And this is where you can add pages that you want to follow, that you want to see what they're doing. So you can see just how many page likes they've got. You can see how that's growing in the last week. You can see how many posts they're doing in a week, and you can see what their engagement was. So you could have some similar businesses. They may not be in your region. They could be in another state that you want to follow. So go and add those pages so that you can just scroll down and have a look at them, just to sort of do a bit of, learning about what they're doing and how they're growing and what their performance is looking like. Okay, we're on the tail end of this presentation. We are moving into just a tiny chat about paid promotion. So paid promotion, just an intro and some resources for you. So why do you have to pay to play? What is it? One thing is the opportunity is massive. So on Facebook, with the size of its audience, 2.3 now, not 2.23, but it's massive. And all of these social media and digital platforms have massive audiences in. So these are all different places. Of course, Google Ads as well, where you can do online advertising. But it's not just about the size. It's very much about audience customization and being able to target. You can get down to a micro size market that really reflects the personalities, demographics, interests, pain points, income levels, life stage, geographic source market of your ideal guests. And that could be even narrower for specific campaigns that you're running or the time of the year. So the customization is the biggest strength, coupled with the gigantic fishing pond that it is in terms of the size of the audience. The other thing is that on Facebook, organic reach has declined. With the size of the audience and the changes in the algorithm, it's declined. There's no doubt about it. So we need to look at ways to be able to bolster our reach and our engagement and improve it, amplify it from time to time. So what's the difference between boosted posts and ad campaigns on Facebook? Many of you have probably tried a boosted post. So when a post has been performing well, Facebook will go, do you want to boost this post? It's performing better than your other posts. And you've probably said, sure, I'll give that a go. So this is about amplifying a performing post on your page. So you kind of just want to wait and see if a post does, maybe leave it for a few hours to see how well it goes. And then you might decide to boost it. You can also, you can select for it to go to your existing followers, or you can go to a target audience outside of those followers, and you can also push it to Instagram. The key difference here is that it stays on your page, as opposed to an ad campaign where it is placed in different places. It never appears on your page. And another key difference is that it's much more simple to use than the ad campaigns. The reason you're going to do a boosted post is to grow your audience and to increase engagement, because it's going to be seen in a fairly high position on your target audience's news feeds. So it's a good thing to experiment with. But it's really simple, and it's really, you just set your total budget, how long you want it to run for, and fairly simply define your target audience. So give that a go. You might just start with $10. Just give it a go and see what happens. See how many new page likes or followers you get and what happens on the post. Then ad campaigns. So they appear in selected placement places. So you could choose that you want it to go out onto Messenger. You can choose for it to go into Instagram. You can choose for it to show in news feeds or in the right-hand panel of people's news feeds. So there's lots of different places it can appear. You set specific ad objectives. So what is this designed to do exactly? Is it, is it to drive links through to a booking page? Is it to build awareness and grow my audience? So very specific objectives. You choose those different ad placements. You have creative control when you do an ad campaign, because you're going to create new creative for this. You're going to create different ad sets under a campaign using video, maybe creating beautiful Canva posts, maybe a carousel of images, great image. So you've got creative control. You've got advanced targeted capabilities compared to boosted posts, so you can really get that audience customization going. You can create a lot of different custom audiences and save them and use them again. You can upload email lists if you've got over 1,000 to create a custom audience or a lookalike audience. You can remarket to people who've been on your website. There's a lot more to learn because it's a much more complex platform, and it is a long-term commitment. So you may not get fantastic results to start with, but you'll learn, and Facebook will learn. The algorithm will learn what works and will show it to more people like them. So that's a bit of an overview for you. Points to know before you even start putting together a campaign is you need to implement a Facebook pixel. What is that, you say? It's a tiny little tracking code to follow people from Facebook to your website. So it's a really good thing to have so that you can really monitor through Google Analytics then where they're coming from, what pages they're going to, and did they convert. And it's good for remarketing as well. You need to put in place the mechanisms on Google Analytics and using the Facebook pixel and decide what the right metrics are for your business that you're going to measure the success of. You've got to be clear about who you're targeting, think long term, You've got to know what makes a good ad. This is where content is critically important, both in the ad and on the landing page, so that it's a smooth journey and a compelling journey to keep them moving with you. So landing pages, if you're taking them to a page on your website, there's a whole science and art in creating great landing pages. And you need to sequence your ads. You don't want people seeing the same ad. You want them to see like a nurtured kind of sequence of ads. So there's some of the important theories to think about. And I would say to you that I wouldn't recommend you setting up Facebook ad campaigns until you've had a play with boosted posts and until you've got a fairly good level of confidence with your organic work on Facebook, that you can see a bit of growth, you can see some reasonable engagement, you're in a routine, you've got a calendar, you know what you're going to be posting a month ahead, and then you're formulating those posts in a week, scheduling some posts to be a bit more organized and monitoring as well to see what's working. See your workbook from page 14, where we have put for you quite a lot of information about Facebook ads, so that those of you who are ready to explore that, you've got a starting point in terms of additional information. So pop over to page 14 of your workbook and you will see the content that we have provided there for you. So information about how to implement the tracking pixel and how that works, and then about audiences, different types of audiences. Great link here. So adespresso.com is a really good resource for learning about ads. Then you've got the Facebook Blueprint is another good resource for ads. And this course here too for free is great as well. Now we've got some information here about what makes a good ad. So you might like to have a look at that. And then we've analysed an ad here in terms of its content as to why we think it's been good. And then a few more links for you there.
This ends the presentation of the Maximising Facebook online video. Now, should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out via email at help@tourismtribe.com, and myself or one of the team would be very pleased to assist you. Just let them know that you've watched this video, or you can message us via Facebook as well. Now, there are some resources listed here for you from Tourism and Events Queensland, so go to teq.queensland.com/industry-resources and you can access these great tools like the Big Marketing Guide, TEQ Media Centre, Queensland Events Guide, and don't forget about Tourism Tribe as well. If you're not already subscribed to Tourism Tribe, you are very welcome to do that, and we make this offer to all of the Queensland industry. If you haven't joined Tourism Tribe previously, then you can do that and use this great discount code of TT First Date. Now, hopefully, since you've been listening and watching this video, you're feeling more confident across these areas, like the use of the functions and features of your page, creating engaging content for your page and why that's so important, and some ideas on doing that, how insights is important for your page, and it's really important to monitor regularly to be able to see what's working for you and to monitor that growth, how you can take the next steps to use Messenger for your business, and also hopefully you've got some better understanding of the concepts about how and when you would use Facebook online advertising for your page. So thank you so much for listening to this workshop. You can see some other links here of some great Queensland websites and Facebook pages and other social media accounts you can follow. So pause the video there and make sure you go and like those, and don't forget to like your industry colleagues' pages and support them as well. So best wishes for a really successful experience using Facebook for your business, and we hope to talk to you again soon. Bye.